afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Thursday.
Welcome back.
Good to be back. Had a little anniversary celebration.
Happy anniversary.
A whole year.
Did you see we shared a picture from the wedding?
I saw that.
But we forgot to mention that it was your one-year wedding anniversary, but you and your husband have been together how long?
21 years.
21 years.
I don't rush into things.
That was such a happy day. Can you believe it was a year ago
I know.
already?
We went back to Fresco last night.
Yeah.
To scene of the crime.
Oh, that's great. Well, it's good to have you back.
Good to be back, and Dr. Zorba Pastor will be along coming up in this next hour.
That's right. We'll be taking your calls, and Mark and I will let you know when it's time to call in.
But first, topping our news at this hour, new human remains found and newly filed charges against the Dane County man accused of killing his father. We're live with the latest from the sheriff.
It's not a fair without animals to visit. We'll talk about the Alliant Energy Center, day one of the Dane County Fair.
And President Biden meets with the German chancellor in what's likely her final official visit to the White House. How did the gathering go? We'll find out. Let's take a look outside. Still kind of humid out there.
Yes, a little more cloudy today.
But we are drying out, are the weather words. And Austin's in the backyard. Some much needed rain fell yesterday.
Yeah, much needed rainfall. Between around 1 and even 4 inches of rain, depending on where you were. We'll show that map a little bit later on in the broadcast. But outside right now, we're actually starting to see even a few peaks of sunshine here and there. So it feels pretty decent. But like you guys mentioned, the humidity, it's still elevated quite a bit. So it still feels generally muggy outside. Dew points in the mid-60s right now. Temperatures now reaching the upper 70s. Currently it's 79 degrees right here in Madison. Now our Doppler track radar still looks generally pretty good here. We did see a few sprinkles. I saw just a few hours ago a few sprinkles here in the Madison area as well, but not even enough to wet the pavement, so it really didn't cause too many issues there. And most of the rainfall, it's still way down to our south, and it's generally going to stay there here for the rest of today as well. So do keep that in mind. We're not expecting widespread showers or thunderstorms, but there still is that small potential to see a passing brief, generally lighter shower. But our temperatures regionally even, you can see where that front is lying just down to our south. Some communities ahead of it are still in those upper 80s, but you can see that cooler slot of air right where we are. That's where we're still in those mid to upper 70s and a few lower 80s that are scattered around. You can notice how out west Bosco Bell currently at 80 degrees as of right now. But our evening planner is still going to show a few peaks of sunshine for today. It's looking better and better for sun to return for tomorrow as well. Temperatures looking pretty good for tonight, but we're looking at a warm-up in the extended forecast, so make sure you stay tuned. I'll have an update on what to expect with that coming up.
In the last 2 hours, prosecutors charged Chandler Halderson, the son of Bart and Krista Halderson, with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, hiding a corpse, and providing false information about a missing persons investigation.
With those charges comes increased bail. Now Chandler being held on $1 million cash. We'll break down those charges in just a minute. But first, the Dane County Sheriff just wrapped up a press conference, and our Naomi Coles is live with the latest. Naomi?
What we're learning today is human remains were actually found yesterday. These are new human remains found on DNR land close to Sauk City. Now, we don't have an identification for this yet. The autopsy is still ongoing. We can expect to learn more about that in a day or two. Now, this is about 30 minutes from Windsor. That's where this family lived. It's also in the opposite direction of where Bart Halderson's remains were found in Cottage Grove. Now, the sheriff says this investigation is still active and ongoing.
Once again, our priority is to provide the Halderson family with answers to give them peace and closure throughout this tragic event. We have them in our thoughts and prayers every day.
Sheriff Calvin Barrett remains optimistic. The mother is still missing, Krista Halderson. He says they are optimistic that she is still alive and well. He's encouraging you to call with tips. She's described as being 5'3". She has red hair, blue eyes, and weighs about 155 pounds. Again, call the sheriff's office if you have any tips regarding where she is.
All right, we'll see you with more information at 5 and 6 noon. Thank you. There was a 14-page criminal complaint released this afternoon detailing the charges against Chandler Halderson. It includes many interviews with witnesses witnesses and also explains the time police say Halderson's story changed. Police say a witness told them about Halderson visiting their property the first week of July. When investigators went to search the property in Cottage Grove, that's when they found human remains, eventually identified as Bart Halderson. They also found a saw and other tools hidden on the property. There are also questions about a broken glass fireplace inside the Halderson home. Chandler told police he broke it while playing with the family dog, and that led to his father being upset with him. Halderson asked for a lawyer at one point while police questioned him, but then said he wanted to explain everything. The detectives told him they couldn't ask him further questions until a lawyer was present. More than a decade after UW student Brittany Zimmerman's murder, the man accused of killing her is waiting to see if his case will move to trial.
David Call is in a Dane County courtroom at this hour. A judge recently found Call mentally competent to stand trial. Brady Mallory is here now with new details from the courtroom. Brady?
Well, today a judge will decide if there's probable cause that Call killed Zimmerman and if the case will actually go before a jury. That hearing is still going on despite starting at 1 this afternoon. Call was only charged with the crime last year in a case that goes back to 2008. According to a criminal complaint, Call got into 21-year-old Zimmerman's downtown apartment that April and killed her. Investigators say Call's DNA matches DNA lifted from the crime scene evidence. Authorities say Call had approached strangers on that same day.
That Mr. Call related that he had been out that particular day when Ms. Zimmerman was murdered, and he was out with other people trying to scam people, knocking on doors asking for $40, telling them the person that they needed the $40 to repair a tire.
We are continuing to monitor today's hearing, and we will bring you the judge's decision coming up on News 3 Now later.
Brady, thank you. Wind and rain from last night's storms caused some significant damage in the town of Baraboo. Trees fell in the streets and on some homes, and power crews were up early this morning fixing lines while cleanup in the neighborhood was in full swing. Residents gathered to clear off streets and their roofs.
The future is bright for the 2021 Dane County Fair. That's the tagline for this year's fair, and the sentiment of many families, food lovers, and farmers after COVID canceled last year's festivities. The annual summertime event is back for the first time in 2 years today and runs through Sunday with a different theme each day. There are plenty of things to do: nightly concerts, stunt shows, tons of animals, and carnival specials. We spoke to Karen Endress about opening day.
Today we have the horse show going on. There are beef cattle being shown. There's sheep, chickens, all being shown today. But don't worry, that doesn't mean they're leaving today. They're just getting their awards and ribbons today, and they'll be here for the rest of the fair now through Sunday.
Tickets are free today for all past and present military, police, firefighters, and first responders as part of Hometown Hero Day. The U.S. Surgeon General issued the first health advisory of the Biden administration.
Dr. Vivek Murthy is calling for a war against COVID misinformation as the Delta variant is on the rise. Natalie Brand has more.
Today, I issued a Surgeon General's advisory.
The U.S. Surgeon General, Dr. Vivek Murthy, calls health misinformation an urgent threat to public health, saying American lives are at risk.
It's painful for me to know that nearly every death we are seeing now from COVID-19 could have been prevented. I say that as someone who has lost 10 family members to COVID-19 and who wishes each and every day that they had had the opportunity to get vaccinated.
The Surgeon General cited a study which says even brief exposure to misinformation made people less likely to want a COVID-19 vaccine. 2/3
of people who are not vaccinated either believe common myths about the COVID-19 vaccine or think some of those myths might be true.
This comes as new cases are up double digits in nearly every state, and they're up 50% or more in 32 states.
We anticipated that we would see in areas with high vaccination, low case rates, and now we see in areas of low vaccination, very high case rates.
There's also increasing concern about low vaccination rates among adolescents. About 25% of 12 to 15-year-olds have been fully vaccinated as students prepare to return to the classroom.
In many states, there are different policies for how these teens will get vaccinated. Some haven't, prioritized it. Some don't have the information. Some parents want to have more information about this vaccine for younger kids.
CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky believes if people take action now, we can avoid a spike in cases this fall. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Washington.
Well, today marks the first time President Biden is hosting the leader of a European nation at the White House. The president welcomed German Chancellor Angela Merkel for what's likely to be her final White House visit before she steps down in the coming weeks. Biden is the fourth U.S. president the German leader has worked with during her 16 years in office.
I'm very much looking forward to a deepening of our relations yet again.
Earlier, Vice President Kamala Harris hosted the German leader for a working breakfast. The White House says they discussed climate change, emerging technology, and the root causes of migration. Well, still to come at 4, it's time to check your sunscreen.
Some brands are being recalled because of a possible cancer-inducing chemical. We'll find out which ones are affected when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4.
Save on the best name brand mattresses with the A1 Instant Rebate with a huge selection in stock now. Your choice, 14-inch firm or plush queen mattress, just $4.99.
Madison's locally owned family furniture store.
Save online or in-store with the A1 Instant Rebate.
To be a thriver with metastatic breast cancer means asking for what we want and need, and we need more time. So we want Kisqali. Living longer is possible and proven with Kisqali when taken with a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor in premenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali is a pill that's significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Kisqali is not approved for use with tamoxifen. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo should probably be called McGann Furniture and Flooring because we're the area's oldest and most experienced floor covering store. Our friendly staff will explain the many types of flooring available, answer questions, and make suggestions so you can choose what's best for your home and lifestyle. We always offer free in-home measurements and estimates and use the finest installers in the entire area. And remember, at McGann's, we don't inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in today and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
I've made progress with my mental health. So when I started having unintentional body movements called tardive dyskinesia, I ignored them. But when the movements in my hands and feet started throwing me off at work, I finally had to say, it's not okay. It was time to talk to my doctor about Austedo. She said that Austedo helps reduce TD movements in adults, while I continue with most of my mental health medications.
Austedo can cause depression, suicidal thoughts, or actions in patients with Huntington's disease. Pay close attention to and call your doctor if you become depressed, have sudden changes in mood, behaviors, feelings, or have suicidal thoughts. Common side effects include inflammation of the nose and throat, insomnia, and sleepiness. Don't take Austedo if you have liver problems, are taking Resprin, tetrabenazine, or valbenazine. Austedo may cause irregular or fast heartbeat, restlessness, movements mimicking Parkinson's disease, fever, stiff muscles, problems thinking, and sweating.
Talk to your doctor about Austedo. It's time to treat TD. TD is not okay. Visit askforaustedo.com.
Save now on furniture with the A1 Instant Rebate with a huge selection of inventory available now. Your choice, 2-piece sofa and love seat or sectional, just $9.99.
Madison's locally owned family furniture store.
Save online or in-store with the A1 Instant Rebate.
It was a mixed day on Wall Street. The Dow Industrials gained 53 points, closing at 34,987. The Nasdaq fell 101 points. The S&P 500 was off by 14. Well, starting today, millions of parents could see extra money in their bank accounts thanks to a new expanded child tax credit.
Eligible families could get up to $300 a month per child through the end of the year. It's part of President Biden's American Rescue Plan, which was approved earlier this year. Tim Smeeting is a professor of public affairs and economics at the La Follette School of Public Affairs at UW-Madison, and he is an expert on social economic mobility. Tim, good to see you.
Nice to be with you, Susan.
Thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for being with us today. So this sounds like it probably involves a lot of math, but tell us who is eligible to receive this tax credit.
Well, any child under the age of 18 in the United States with a Social Security number whose family income is less than about $200,000. This includes 90% of the kids in the country, a higher fraction in rural areas.
So is there an income limit?
Yeah, there's an upper income limit. There are very few kids of those ages living in families with incomes above $200,000, $250,000. That's where it phases out. But the important thing is it goes all the way down to people with no income. So let's say you have grandparents caring for grandchildren and actually being their parents because their parents aren't able, they're eligible. Or people who didn't earn enough to get the whole credit before, they're eligible. So there's going to be really big impacts in the bottom third of all kids who didn't really receive the full credit before. That was $2,000, but now, as you mentioned, that's $2,000 a year. Now, as you mentioned, it's going to be up to $3,600 a year or $300 for kids under 6, and $3,000 a year, $250 a month for kids between the ages of 6 and 17.
Is there anything families need to do to receive this tax credit, or does it just show up in your direct deposit on your paycheck?
That's a great question, Susan. If you're a regular taxpayer and you filed taxes in 20 or 21, and the IRS deems that you have an eligible child, you could find that money deposited in your bank account today if you deal with them, if they have your checking account, or you might receive a refund for direct deposit, or they mailed you a check today. Now that is going to include about 80% or 85% of the eligible kids. The other 15% will have to go and apply. So a classic example is, suppose you are a legal citizen in the United States, but a child of an immigrant family where not both families, both parents, let's say, don't have Social Security numbers. You are eligible. That's up to 6 million kids in this country who are born here, are U.S. citizens, and are eligible. Their parents may have to apply because if they don't have a Social Security number to get them the benefit, but they're eligible. Or as I mentioned earlier, there are up to 8 million kids living with grandparents, and the grandparents are providing room and board and residence and at least half of the sustenance of these kids because the parents may be in jail, may be sick, may have some substance issues or whatever. Those grandparents are eligible too. Well, those groups are going to have to apply to get the benefit. But the IRS has a website they can go to apply. But the rest, the vast majority of parents should start seeing it either today or by early next week.
It's going to make
and it will continue for 6 months.
Yeah, it's going to be a big economic impact, that's for sure.
And the Democrats want to make it permanent, so this conversation will continue potentially.
Absolutely. They want to extend it beyond the 1 year. So the way it is right now, you're going to get this benefit for the next 6 months in the middle of the month, like the 15th of July and so forth. And then the other half you'll get in a big refund at tax time. And that's only for the year 2021. But the idea is that as we start to document how much difference this is making in people's lives, how important this is to working families, they can pay their childcare expenses, they can pay their rent, they can enroll kids in after-school programs, they can pay for access to good broadband and so forth. The Democrats certainly are hoping that that will mean that everybody will be in favor of it, and there'll be such a groundswell that it will become part of a tax bill or the budget bill this fall.
Time will tell.
And if it does, it is the biggest thing that ever happened to children since the war on poverty. It's essentially Social Security for kids.
It's pretty amazing.
You can think of it that way.
All right, Tim, thanks for being with us today.
Tim, thank you so much. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Well, Johnson & Johnson is voluntarily recalling 5 of its aerosol sunscreens after detecting a cancer-causing chemical in some samples.
The recall comes at peak season for sun protection. Michael George has more.
At Bowen Pharmacy in New York City, shelves were cleared of 5 types of spray-on sunscreen made by Johnson & Johnson. The company has voluntarily recalled 4 Neutrogena sunscreens, as well as its Aveeno Protect and Refresh product, after finding low levels of the chemical benzene in samples.
Obviously, there's a mistake here, and we have to figure out where that mistake came from. I assume it's one of the ingredients that they had used was not pure, and it had a contaminant of benzene in it, and unknowingly, that ingredient got mixed in with the other ingredients, and we're seeing it in the final product now.
The recalled products are sold nationwide at both small and large retailers, like Target, Walgreens, and CVS, at a time when sunscreen is in high demand.
Oh yeah, it's very popular, especially because we're right next to Central Park. People stop in here all the time and get some sunscreen before they go to Central Park.
Benzene is a commonly used chemical found in household products like detergent or paint. But the CDC says in high levels it can damage the immune system or even cause cancer.
There's no cause for panic here at all. I'm not worried about the cancer here, but I am glad it's being taken off the market. This is a call to arms. Every company, do the quality controls before you release the product.
Johnson & Johnson says it's investigating the benzene's origin, and it's urging customers to use an alternative sunscreen to protect themselves from skin cancer. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And more information available on the Neutrogena and Aveeno websites.
Well, still to come at 4, with the series tied at 2 games each now. Fans of the Bucks, oh, we don't want to jinx it, but we're dreaming of an NBA title.
The last time that happened was 50 years ago, and we have a unique perspective of that run coming up after Austin's First Warn forecast.
Managing type 2 diabetes? You're on it. Staying active and eating right? Yep, on it there too. You may think you're doing all you can to manage type 2 diabetes and heart disease. But could your medication do more to lower your heart risk? Jardiance can reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults who also have known heart disease, so it could help save your life from a heart attack or stroke. And Jardiance lowers A1C.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast or urinary tract infections, and sudden kidney problems. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. A rare but life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Lower A1C and lower risk of a fatal heart attack?
On it with Jardiance.
Ask your doctor about Jardiance.
Don't you wish you could wave a magic wand and have whiter teeth? Well, you can, but it's not magic. It's power swabs. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and boom, whiter teeth and a better smile. And since you're not dealing with messy trays or awkward strips, you're less vulnerable to the harsh sensitivity they sometimes create.
I've used strips. They seem to really hurt my teeth. The power swabs, it just seemed very gentle.
It's so simple and easy. You just open it, you apply it to your teeth, you forget it's there. And I noticed that they're white and bright again like they were before.
I noticed actually a difference the first time that I used power swabs. You put on the first coat and then the activator goes on and immediately you start seeing it working.
It only takes 5-minute applications to get a brighter, whiter smile with power swabs. You just snap, swab, and smile. Power swabs have been clinically studied to whiten natural teeth and remove stains from caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so powerful, it removes stains from coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking.
I love my coffee in the morning.
I will never stop drinking coffee. I will not be the person drinking hot coffee with a straw.
As much coffee as I drink, I can use my power swabs and eliminate the staining.
When I use the power swabs, I applied it directly to my front tooth where the coffee stain was.
I like being able to individually get the teeth, and most importantly, it got kind of in between the grooves.
You can put it directly on the stain that you see on your teeth, and it's so precise.
But as powerful as it is, it's also gentle and causes 0 to minimal sensitivity.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have
have an aftertaste. It was just a swab, and I just got to rub it on my teeth, and that was it.
Take it from me as someone who has gone the dental route, but has also gone on the shelf route, and I've not really seen anything work as effective and as easy as power swabs.
Whiten your teeth today by ordering power swabs and receive 40% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you'll receive a free quick stick pen to use on the go after meals or a cup of coffee. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
Well, take a look at this. A herd of 14 wild Asian elephants were caught having an adrenaline rush by sliding down a hill in southwest China. Now, this is a different herd that's been wandering around the country that we've been watching. The elephants, who seemed a little afraid of the steep cliff, knelt down on their rear feet as they tried to slow down until they finally made a safe landfall, fed on sugarcane in the fields.
This is a different group.
It's a different
Where
group.
are they all going?
These are going...
The elephant conference.
And they ruin these crops, so the local governments had to pay the farmers reimbursement for the...
It's a great video, though. We love seeing them. Well, horse lovers far and wide, today is your day. It's National I Love Horses Day. You can mark the day by visiting a stable for a horseback ride. Go on the lookout for some wild horses at a national park, or if you're lucky enough to have one, ride your own horse. And here's our local news girl. This is our director, Nicole's daughter, Avery. Oh, she's doing so well. She's got her helmet on, trotting around the ring. Avery loves all animals, but she really loves horses, and she loves where she's riding. So, little girls and horses.
My sister Carol has horses.
Yeah, she does. Horses are incredible.
And incredibly expensive.
Avery, you're doing so well. Yeah, they are. They are.
All right. You a horse lover?
You know, I've actually ridden some horses before. I think I went on a tour when I was younger in like the Tucson, Arizona area, actually, with my family, and it was so beautiful. And I mean, it's a whole different experience riding a horse. So I mean,
I fell off a horse once. That was the last time I was out.
That'll do it.
They didn't put the saddle on right.
Oh, blame it on them.
I'll just watch Mr. Ed reruns.
So it's not bad outside today. It's still a little humid, but
that's right.
The sunshine is going to come and stay for a long time, right?
That's right. We're really falling into a dry pattern, so some peaks of sunshine today, but get used to it because we're going to see a lot of sun over the next 7 to 10 days. I'll have a look at your extended forecast coming up.
What if you could help the environment and get a great night's sleep at the same time? The Beautyrest Harmony Luxe utilizes recovered plastics from the ocean to create a durable and luxurious fabric. And right now at Steinhafels, you can get a Queen Harmony Luxe mattress starting at just $14.99. With Steinhafels free delivery and 120-night sleep guarantee, you can't make a mistake. Only at Steinhafels and steinhafels.com.
I order my groceries online now.
Shingles doesn't care. I keep my social distance. Shingles doesn't care.
I stay within my family bubble.
Shingles doesn't care. Because if you've had chickenpox, you're already carrying the virus that causes shingles. In fact, about 1 in 3 people will develop shingles, and the risk only increases as you age. So what can protect you against shingles? Shingrix protects. Now you can protect yourself from shingles with a vaccine proven to be over 90% effective. Shingrix is a vaccine used to prevent shingles in adults 50 years and older. Shingrix does not protect everyone and is not for those with severe allergic reactions to its ingredients or to a previous dose. An increased risk of Guillain-Barré syndrome was observed after vaccination with Shingrix. The most common side effects are pain, redness and swelling at the injection site, muscle pain, tiredness, headache, shivering, fever, and upset stomach. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about protecting yourself with Shingrix. Shingles doesn't care, but we do.
Unlock a summer of possibilities in a new Chevy. Expand your options and your perspective. Find your next adventure in a new Chevy.
Make no monthly payments for the rest of the summer on all Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Plus, get 2.49% financing when you finance with GM Financial. And get $2,000 cash allowance.
Your heart is at the heart of everything you do. And if you have heart failure, there's Entresto. Entresto is proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Welcome back. Now another look outside. Again, still quite a bit of cloud cover, but we have seen some of those peaks of sunshine, while other areas have also seen a few lighter sprinkles. And some areas, like right here in the Madison spot, we've seen actually both. Now, dry period is starting to take over, and that does include today, that includes tomorrow, that includes most of this next 10-day forecast that I'm about to show you. 80s also look to return for this weekend, and the 80s are not only going to be here for this weekend, they're going to last for quite some time, so we have to get used to the warmer temperatures as well. We're even looking at mid to even upper 80s at times, but the humidity also does bump up at times here for this next week. Doppler track still looking pretty good to go, I would say right now. Not really seeing too much activity. A lot different than where we were 24 hours ago here today, because you look at our 48-hour now precipitation outlook, and this is what we've seen here over the last 48 hours, mainly through yesterday as well. 2 to 4 inches for some spots, especially just down around Monroe, Janesville as well, and then right in between Fond du Lac, Wisconsin Dells, and Viroqua. We saw another good round of about 2 to 4 inches of rainfall. So quite a bit of overall rain really did fall here in the last few days, but it does look like most of those showers are now down to our south as of right now. So that's exiting our area. We don't have to worry about that. This is not going to come farther north. That's going to stay down south, but it still could bring 1 or 2 of those lighter showers here locally. Again, that chance is definitely on the lower side of things. But then by the time we reach tomorrow morning, a pretty decent start to our day. A lot of these models were showing a good deal of cloud cover tomorrow morning, but now they're really starting to back off. It looks like we're starting to see some good indications that a lot of this cloud cover is going to peel back a little bit earlier in the day, generally up to our northwest, and then eventually creeping down to our south and southeast. So if you're down around Janesville, you could expect the cloud cover a little bit longer than if you were up around Lone Rock and also Boscobel, Viroqua, Camp Douglas. They're likely going to see some of that sunshine a little bit earlier. And tomorrow, there's still a very small chance to see some precipitation, but most of us, again, are going to stay dry. 6 to 10-day precip outlook. That shows a dry stretch here for the end of this 10-day forecast. And you look here at these precipitation chances, very minimal, only about a 10 or 20% chance each and every day for the next 10 days, while our temperatures, they're going to bump up. Notice how we're in the 70s today and tomorrow, but then the 80s do return, and they're going to stick around for quite some time. Current temperatures in those upper 70s and a few lower 80s that are scattered around, but it does feel pretty good outside. Dew points, they could be better. If these were a little bit lower, we wouldn't be talking about the humidity as much as we are right now, but it's still pretty muggy outside, unfortunately. But our wind speeds are looking pretty good right now, only about 5 to 10 miles per hour, and it does look like on your extended forecast, that's where we do have a lot of sunshine. Notice how we don't even have any rain symbols in there right now. Looking to stay dry for much, if not the entirety of these next 7 to 10 days. But notice those temperatures, how they bump up. Sunday's high 84, Monday 86, and then by the time we reach Tuesday, 88 degrees. It's going to start to get a little muggy out there here, so we need to keep that in mind.
We'll be looking for some more rain, too, in a little while, it looks like.
Yep, that's right. We're still in that drought phase right now.
Yeah, we are.
Good weekend ahead, though. It looks great.
We need the rain, that's for sure.
We still do.
Didn't need the severe weather, but...
Right. Thankfully, we didn't see too much severe weather yesterday. Parts of Iowa really got hit pretty hard, so we really dodged a bullet yesterday.
All right, Austin, thank you.
Thanks, Austin.
With Game 4 in the books, fans are anxiously awaiting for the Bucks to bring home the title. One fan in particular remembers how the team's first NBA championship trophy gave him the win of a lifetime.
50 years ago, Patrick McBride was part of the team when the Bucks won their first and only title. Our Brady Mallory shows us why he says that experience reshaped his future.
So here I am with Kareem in 1970.
It's all laid out in black and white.
This is my autograph book as a kid.
Memories of a very colorful time in Patrick McBride's life.
These are shoes of John McLaughlin, the starting guard on the team.
When McBride was a teen, he won an essay contest to become the Milwaukee Brewers' first bat boy. A lifetime of stories began with just 25 words.
I wrote I would like to be a bat boy because I would be doing a small part toward bringing baseball back to Milwaukee. I would hope the spirit I would show would be contagious. Exactly 25 words.
And that was it?
That was it.
It gave McBride the confidence to give the Milwaukee Bucks a phone call.
As soon as they flipped the coin against the Phoenix Suns and won the coin flip to get Lou Alcindor, I ran to the phone and I called the Bucks office and said, how do you get to be a ball boy? And they said, well, you're lucky. We're interviewing tomorrow.
He got the job.
That's why I consider myself the luckiest boy in the world.
McBride was the ball boy for the Bucks during a fateful and
Oscar, congratulations. Thanks, Jay.
Very important year.
I was 16 when they won the championship.
It was 1971. McBride was working with the team, including Lou Alcindor, before he was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, when the Bucks won the NBA championship.
And I went down on the tarmac with the management, and I met the plane as it came in, and they were all drinking champagne, and they poured some champagne on me, and one of the backup center picked me up and said, you're part of it now.
The Bucks' current wave of momentum in this year's NBA Finals reminds McBride of the excitement he felt 50 years ago and how sports became his life raft.
You know, my parents were newspaper reporters, and they were heavy drinkers, and there's a lot of fighting.
McBride, who has a twin brother, Dennis, says nobody really had too much faith in him.
A number of teachers when I was young told me that I was the dumb twin.
By the time he eventually became the equipment manager for the Bucks at 18, the youngest ever, he started noticing the coaches, trainers, and managers weren't just coworkers. They were his mentors.
And they were the people that gave me the confidence to believe that I could do something much larger even than sports. And so they were the ones that convinced me I should go to medical school.
McBride became a doctor, proving the dumb twin is pretty smart indeed.
Having great mentors that taught me how to be a good person and to do the right thing and to rise above.
Now he and his brother are writing a book called The Luckiest Boy in the World, a collection of stories about McBride's time with the Bucks, Brewers, and Packers. Without that time, he says he wouldn't have his greatest treasures. And he's not talking about what's on the table.
The most important achievement would be my family, my kids, to be honest. But
to get a job, there were 25 words Patrick McBride needed to write. To have a life, there were some other words he needed to hear.
To know that you're somebody, and if you work hard, you can achieve your dream if somebody believes in you.
That is quite a story.
Dr. McBride has been our guest here on Live at 4.
Many times.
Many times. He's a cardiologist here in Madison. We never knew this story. It's incredible.
It really is.
Oh, wow. Thank you for sharing. I hope you'll probably see him very soon on the show.
Yeah. Especially if the Bucks win.
Yeah, when the Bucks win.
All right. Coming up next on Live at 4, what it's like to be a 13-year-old and have a law named after you. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Haley's Law.
Haley Law. Yeah, Haley Martinez. And then coming up tonight at 5, UW Health is going to be leading a study involving NFL players and their hamstrings. Jamie Perez has that story at 5.
Discover what's in store at Habitat Restore Dane County. You'll find something new every time you visit to keep your project on budget with low price and high quality home supplies. For one-of-a-kind items, shop Habitat Restore Dane County today.
Dry eye symptoms keep driving you crazy? Inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Let's kick Ken's ache and burn into gear.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Those drops will probably pass right by me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra? No!
It can provide lasting relief. Xiidra is the only FDA-approved non-steroid treatment specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Got any room in your eye?
Be proactive about managing your symptoms by talking to your doctor about twice daily Xiidra like I did.
I prefer you didn't.
Xiidra. Not today, dry eye.
You call me devious, but you don't understand that all I am is a little mysterious.
So what do you think?
I love it.
It's your last chance to win big.
August 31st, Publishers Clearinghouse could surprise you with $5,000 a week for life.
Enter now at PCH.com.
$5,000 a week for life.
Like a dream, you know?
Enter now at PCH.com.
Certain HPV-related cancers?
You're not welcome here.
Get out of my face.
HPV can cause certain cancers when your child grows up. Get in its way. HPV can affect males and females, and there's no way to predict who will or won't clear the virus. The CDC recommends HPV vaccination at age 11 or 12 to help protect against certain cancers.
Hey, cancer, not
My
child.
Don't wait. Talk to your child's doctor about HPV vaccination today.
Tonight at 5, 1 week after dismembered human remains were found in rural Dane County, a son is formally charged in his father's death, and authorities are giving an update on the search for his missing mother.
And we're now moving into quite a dry pattern. Mostly sunny skies expected through the weekend into next week and warmer temperatures next week. We'll look at your full 10-day.
And then at 6, the University of Wisconsin has been chosen by the NFL for some groundbreaking research. We'll tell you all about it tonight at 6. To downtown Madison, the sun trying to come out a little bit. Some shadows there, making progress. Well, many consider a lemonade stand a rite of passage for a child, but it was not legal in parts of Illinois until now.
A new law is in effect inspired by a teenager who was forced to shut down her stand 2 years ago. Jim Williams reports from Kankakee, Illinois.
She's all of 13 years old, and a new state law bears her name. Haley's Law, it's called.
Thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you guys for keeping a smile on me and my mom's face.
We first told you about Haley Martinez 2 years ago.
I really want to go back to selling lemonade. That was my dream.
A dream shattered when her lemonade stand outside of her Kankakee home was shut down by county health officials who called it unsanitary. Mom Iva back then.
Are you serious? Are you really serious? So we have to stop making lemonade?
Our story sparked outrage around the world. Government overreach, many said.
We never thought that a lemonade from 50 cents can go so big, and then the support that came from people of all different nationalities all over the world.
Her plight inspired Haley's Law, which will allow children under 16 in Illinois to operate a lemonade stand without a permit. Governor Pritzker signed the legislation last week. State Senator Patrick Joyce sponsored the law.
If she's got the initiative to run a lemonade stand, she should be able to make a little money running a lemonade stand.
Now that Haley will be able to operate her business without restrictions, where she serves that lemonade is set for an upgrade. A new and improved portable lemonade stand, courtesy of the Kankakee mayor and an alderman. That's pretty good. The young entrepreneur, saving coins for a college fund, is back in business. In Kankakee, Jim Williams, CBS News.
And in Wisconsin, Governor Evers signed a law in 2019 making it you don't need a permit to have a lemonade stand on private property, but you can have sales of over $2,000 a year. That's a good lemonade stand.
Good to know.
Well, it's time to get your medical questions answered. The number to call, 270-9933.
Dr. Zorba Pastor is standing by and waiting to take your calls.
There's Zorba.
There he is. The number to call, again, 270-9933. We'll take your calls when Live at 4 continues.
night is heartburn you can plan for. But surprise pizza means heartburn you didn't expect. New Zantac 360 Degrees contains the #1 doctor-recommended medicine approved to both prevent and relieve heartburn and works in as little as 15 minutes. New Zantac 360.
Looks like it's time to trade. Because it's trade month at your local Ford dealers. Get more cash for your eligible trade-in. Any brand, any model, all month long. Get Trade Assist cash on top of what your eligible vehicle is worth and trade up to a new Ford SUV. Your trade-in is worth more than you think, only during trade month. Right now, get up to $2,000 Trade Assist bonus cash on eligible models. It's trade month at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
USAA is made for the safe pilots. For Mac, who can come to a stop with barely a bobble. Lucia, who announces her intentions even if no one's there. And Sergeant Moore, who leaves room for her room. With USAA Safe Pilot, when you drive safe, you can save up to 30% on your auto insurance. Get a quote and start saving. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for.
To be a thriver with metastatic breast cancer means asking for what we want and need. And we need more time. So we want Kisqali. Living longer is possible and proven with Kisqali when taken with a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor in premenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali is a pill that's significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Kisqali is not approved for use with tamoxifen. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Whether you have a design emergency or you just want to shop the best furniture showroom in town, you need Dwellings, Madison's best kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Welcome back. Taking a peek at our current traffic right now. We do have some slowdowns, especially around the Beltline area as of right now. But it also does look like down around the Janesville spot, we're looking pretty good to go right now. Not really seeing any reports of major accidents currently. Lots of green as well. But again, the Beltline currently a little bit slower than what we normally do see here at this time. Right here to the south of the Madison area, right heading towards 151 as well. So do keep that in mind. Some slowdowns in the Beltline, but other than that, we're looking generally pretty good to go as of right now on this Thursday.
Thank you, Austin. Well, it's time for our weekly visit from Dr. Zorba Pastor.
We're taking your calls at 270-9933. Welcome, Zorba.
Good to be here.
What's the latest on the J&J vaccine and this nerve disorder?
Right. Something called Guillain-Barré. Some people call it the French polio. And it's something that happens, by the way, with viral illnesses. And so the FDA has said, is this possibly, once again, a side effect of the J&J vaccine? And I want to go back a step. During the time of Ford, there was the H1N1 swine flu vaccine. And it was thought that the vaccine caused Guillain-Barré. Then the feds did a 10-year study and discovered that Guillain-Barré was more common with viral illnesses, such as influenza, than it is with the influenza vaccine. In other words, this is not an uncommon disease, not really common, but not uncommon. And so right now the FDA has said, we're not sure if the J&J is associated with this, but we do know that lots of people who get a viral illness do also get Guillain-Barré. So you've got to sort of weigh that together. There's COVID, which is potentially death, and there's Guillain-Barré, which 98% of the people recover from. And I think the FDA has said people should still get the J&J vaccine. They just wanted to put a flag up right away because there's so much misinformation out there. They wanted to get the right thing. They're keeping track of it.
All right, let's go to the calls. We'll start with Rita from Madison. Hi, Rita. What's your question?
My question is, I've been taking a product that has plant stanols in it for years, but I also got COVID last November, but I had a very mild case of it. Do you think there's any possibility that I had the mild case because I was taking the plant stanel over-the-counter medication?
I doubt it very much. As we know, most people who get COVID have no symptoms at all. So you had mild symptoms. You really fit with just like the people who have no symptoms at all. There's no evidence that anything we do to actually take it, we will reduce the symptoms of COVID.
All right, not even vitamin D, right?
I don't even think so. Vitamin D, there's some questions of whether or not African Americans have gotten more COVID, and they've gotten more COVID because of vitamin D. But right now, there's really no evidence that vitamin D actually was protective against COVID. The thing that's protective against COVID is the immunization.
Okay, let's go to Michelle in Madison. Hi, Michelle. What's your question?
Hi, Dr. Pastor. I'm calling because I just received my second dose of the Pfizer vaccine on Sunday morning. I was technically supposed to have it on Tuesday, but they allowed me to do it on Sunday because of my work schedule. And I do work in a warehouse, and I went to work without very much sleep, and I was kind of in a stressed out condition because I didn't really have time to just rest and relax on that day that I took the vaccine. And now today, on Thursday, I'm feeling like I have COVID symptoms. I've been very, very nauseous all day, and I haven't experienced this recently, and I'm just wondering if it's possible that I could have gotten the coronavirus because of that state of not having as much sleep and being stressed out.
Well, first of all, there's always a chance, very unlikely. 14 days after the first shot, you are 95% less likely to get COVID. So it's not even the booster shot, it's that first shot. So the chances are you caught something, unlikely you caught COVID. Call your doctor. You can always be tested for COVID, and you can get tested certainly, and that'll give you the answer, but unlikely.
All right. Unfortunately, we are out of time already. Time just flies by. So we'll do this again next Thursday. Thank you for calling. Zorba, thank you for your time.
Good to see you guys.
We'll see you next week, Zorba. Thank you.
Well, the final check of your forecast coming up.
Don't wait until November. Black Friday in July is here at Ashley Home Store. Save up to 60% off the best mattress brands. Plus, pay as little as $20 a month for luxury mattresses. Black Friday mattress deals are here, only at Ashley Home Store.
What does it mean to fight for what's right? To us, it means helping accident victims get their lives back to normal again. Habish, and Rotier, we fight for what's right.
The light at the end of the tunnel isn't shining so brightly for everyone. Families continue to fight for survival. Some jobs are gone forever. Bills pile up. But please know, you have not been forgotten. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
With less moderate to severe eczema, why hide your skin? If you can help heal your skin from within. With Dupixent, adults saw long-lasting, clearer skin and significantly less itch. Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes or a parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. Talk to your doctor about Dupixent.
Don't wait until November. Black Friday in July is now at Ashley Home Store. Find in-stock doorbusters at discounts of up to 60% off. Plus, take a bonus 20% off our sale prices and a bonus 5% off clearance and smart buys. Only at Ashley Home Store.
Friday on News 3 Now this morning, we'll preview a unique car show for a good cause.
And Madison schools are looking to change up their lunch menu. How parents and students feel about that. Join us from 4:30 to 7 on News 3 Now this morning.
News 3 Now's Call for Action gets answers when you can't.
A COVID patient's care jeopardized by insurance denials. After we contacted Aetna, the company reversed course.
News 3 Now's Call for Action, taking action for you.
Welcome back. A peek at tonight's shows, a low of 61 degrees. Now, we are going to see clouds actually decreasing a little bit in the overnight hours. Partly cloudy skies are expected at times overnight. Still that slim chance of a shower and still a slim chance to see some patchy fog as well here for tonight. And then you jump on over to our extended forecast, and we don't have many rain chances at all. Slight chance of rain tomorrow, slight chance of rain for next Sunday. Not this one that's upcoming here this weekend. In between then, we're going to see a lot of sunshine. Temperatures will warm up, however. I'm looking at Monday and Tuesday as some of the warmer days that we're looking at. High temperatures look to remain in the mid to upper 80s. Heat indices could break into those lower 90s as well with a lot of sunshine and high humidity. Things are going to be heating up at times here for this next work week.
All right. Thank you, Austin. Tomorrow here on Live at 4, Louie and Oliver, the News Hounds, have the best animal stories of the week.
And we go backstage with Michael Bruno. He previews Janesville Performing Arts Center's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
He's here! He's here!
What can I get you, young man?
Free installation!
Coming right up.
Feldco's biggest sale of the year. Free installation. Plus, no interest until 2023.
Free installation on windows, siding, and doors ends soon. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Looks like it's time to trade. Because it's trade month at your local Ford dealers. Get more cash for your eligible trade-in. Any brand, any model, all month long. Get Trade Assist cash on top of what your eligible vehicle is worth and trade up to a new Ford SUV. Your trade-in is worth more than you think, only during trade month. Right now, get up to $2,000 Trade Assist bonus cash on eligible models. It's trade month at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
So, what do you think?
I love
it. Your heart is at the heart of everything you do. And if you have heart failure, there's Entresto. Entresto is proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
At Stanley Steamer, we love homes. It's why we started cleaning them over 70 years ago and why we still continue today. According to the CDC, cleaning is a necessary first step of any disinfection process. We use detergents and cleaning agents to ensure that your home is prepared for whatever life brings in. Whatever home means to you, we're ready when you are to make sure your space is clean and that you and the ones you care about most are safe.
In today's Final Touch, the price of stamps always seems to be going up.
And we mean way up. This small magenta-colored stamp fetched $8.3 million at a Sotheby's auction. It's a British Guiana 1-cent magenta and the sole survivor of its kind, created as a contingency stamp during a shortage in the 1850s. It measures 29 by 26 millimeters. It was bought by a British collector.
But wait, we have more auction stuff. A bottle of 250-year-old whiskey. Take a guess. What do you think that sold for?
A lot.
A lot. $137,000. The bottle was once owned by legendary American financier J.P. Morgan. The whiskey was made by Evans and Ragland in LaGrange, Georgia. Auctioneers used a needle to extract a little sample of the liquid, and scientists used carbon dating to determine the whiskey was likely bottled between 1763 and 1803.
And where has it been all of this time?
That's a good question. Yeah.
And why hasn't nobody cracked